up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. As you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, you guys. Also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content and you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the stream as well. So happy, what is it, Wednesday? Happy Wednesday, y'all. I hope y'all doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here. Listen, as you come into the building, hit the like button, y'all. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody who supports the channel, everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. What's going on, Divine Photos? How are you? Lorenzo Redman, what's going on? Michael in the building. Shout out to you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. Black Shamari DeVoe, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. As you see by the title, we're gonna hop right into this live stream. I'm not gonna keep you guys too long today, I promise. So just make sure as you come in, you are liking the stream, y'all. And also support the channel via Super Chat or Cash App, or purchase one of my Ratchicity t-shirts or a mug or some type of shirt on the merch website, you guys. You can go over and support in that way as well. I definitely appreciate you guys for that. So title, women walk away from their families for their happiness plus more. So I want to kind of talk about that. I've talked about this before. You know, we joke about Tia Mowry and others who, you know, choose to leave their families for, you know, in the name of their happiness and putting themselves first, and feeling like, you know, they've not been able to, I guess, sort of spread their wings in a sense. I think it comes from this this feeling that women tend to get of not really fulfilling their worth, or not feeling I guess appreciated, or even feeling like they want something more. This is what a lot of women tend to do, and women in marriages and women who are single as well. They tend to put themselves above and beyond their families, their husbands, and even their kids. And while I do understand the nature of women, because I am a woman and I understand the ups and downs and the back and forths of a woman, I get where it comes from, but at the same time, I think a lot of women make mistakes when they go off of their feelings, because it's ultimately it's a feeling. And women, as women, we tend to move and operate off of our emotions and our feelings. It's just a part of who we are, but we have to start regulating our feelings and emotions to make better decisions, and not allow it to dictate how we move in real serious situations. So I think while being emotional and being in our feelings is a part of the genetic makeup of women, we are more emotional. We are more, like men say, men are more logical, which is true, and women are more emotional. And we all have emotions and feelings, but a lot of times we allow our emotions and what we feel determine the decisions that we make. And I think that ultimately lead women down the wrong path of making poor decisions, because your decision making skills or lack thereof shouldn't be determined by how you feel on a daily basis. Because I said this before, listen, as a woman, look, our feelings change. We can go from highs to lows all in one day. And if we really use our emotions and feelings to make detrimental decisions about our lives, this could cause an issue. And a lot of women tend to do this. And I think this is something that they need to regulate and start to focus more on and change, because it's not beneficial to a lot of the poor decision making that women choose to, you know, the route they choose to go based off of their feelings. So I want to get into this, and I have a clip, of course, that I want to share with y'all, because of course we have clips. And show this clip of this woman and the choices that she made, and how it can affect your outcome, your future, and also how it affects your kids as well when children are involved. So I just think, once again, I'm not saying that women shouldn't have feelings or emotions, but you definitely have to regulate them. This is also why most individuals do not think that women can be good leaders, because instead of them being more logical and focus on the task at hand and what is presented to them and making decisions based off of that, they tend to move and operate off of their feelings and their emotions. So sometimes you can make irrational decisions based off of those feelings, even though it's not the best decision for the situation at hand. So this is something I think women do it in relationships. They do it to themselves. They do it all the time. And it could be very detrimental to your livelihood and your future by moving and by moving this way. So I wanted to say all that to play a clip that I came across that I want to share, and it kind of demonstrates that. And this is not something that you should be doing. I wouldn't advise any woman to operate like this, to operate off of your emotions and your feelings, because it just leads you down a path of destruction, in my opinion. So hit the like button as you guys come in. Hit the like button, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this clip, and I want to get your thoughts in the chat. So make sure you chime in the chat. Here we go.
I left my husband, I left my kids, and I moved to a whole new city, a whole new state rather. Just me, no one else. And I didn't move because I didn't love them, but I finally decided to love myself too. And so for years, like, I put myself on the back burner, just being a mom, being a wife, which is great, it's awesome. But, all this time, like, I was wearing a smile, but deep down, like, I wasn't really happy inside, And so one day I realized that I couldn't keep living a life that made everyone else comfortable while I was crumbling inside. So literally, like, I made the most hardest decision, like, ever, like the most soul stretching decision, like, ever. And that was to pack my bags and move to Nashville. I actually, one day I just woke up and, I was just like, well, I can't do this anymore. Like, I feel like I need to do something different, like, other than what I'm doing. And I felt like I needed to find me again. Like I said, because, I felt like I was losing myself.
And, now this is what she's saying is not new. This is not my first time hearing this. This is something mothers tend to take on. I think this comes from that Oprah era of women talking like this, honestly, where they start talking about, oh, I need to find myself, and I'm just not a mother and a wife. I've bogged myself down with being a mother and a wife, and that's all I am. And I'm more than this, and I'm just tired. I'm tired of raising the kids. I'm tired of being here in the household, being a wife and a mother to my family that I wanted, that I decided to create. All of a sudden, I got to find myself. And so all of this type of thinking, it led these women to depression. They became depressed because they really felt like being a mother and a wife just wasn't cutting it. Even though that's what they wanted. They wanted to be wives, they wanted to be mothers. But once you get in the thick of it, now, it's not this fairy tale, lifestyle. You realize that, oh my God, raising kids is work, right? Raising children 24/7 is work. And and I've watched videos and women complain about it, and how, and I actually was a part of it. I've been there, so I know what it's like. It's work. It is, sometimes it's tough, especially when you have more than one child, more than one little one. It's work, but you got to remember, this is what you chose. This is what you wanted. You wanted a family. And I don't know who told people that raising kids was going to be super easy, especially multiples at a time. It's a part of what you signed up for. And it's not something that lasts forever. I mean, you're always going to be a mother, you're always going to be a parent, but they're not going to stay little forever. But in that time frame of you taking care of kids, women become overwhelmed. They feel like they're losing themselves. They feel like all is lost. They're not who they used to be, because you're at home, you're a mother now. You are, it is a different task. It's a different situation. It's not like when you were single, you can get up and go. You didn't have to. Now the dynamics change. When you become a mother, now you gotta. When you go somewhere, you gotta pack a bag for your kids. You gotta pack bottles and diapers and snacks and toys and things of that nature. That's just a part of it. But I think a lot of these women sign up for this, but somehow they've been brainwashed or something to think that, oh, this is just going to be so easy. And when it gets hard, you want to run and you want to leave. And that's not what you're supposed to do as a parent. You're supposed to be there for your family. If there's a bigger picture than just you. When you decide to have a family, it's no longer about you. It's about the family that you created. So you take a backseat to your family because that's what you're supposed to do. Doesn't mean you completely lose who you are. And there are definitely ways to go about it. And I could definitely, set up, hell, I could tell you because I went through it myself. I used to feel overwhelmed and all that with multiple babies, and it's a lot, but I realized I was putting a lot of the stress on myself. There were things I could have done and eventually did to make it easier. It doesn't have to be hard. And I think women want that hard approach so they can have something to complain about. So you can always be the perpetual victim in everything that you do. And it doesn't have to be that way. There are things that you could do to make it easier when raising your kids. A lot of these parents just I don't know. It's almost like you want the extra added stress so that you can play the victim, so that you can make the moves that you do. And once again, I've been there, know what it's like, knowing how it is to be tired and with little ones. But there's things that you can do and that you can manage it. It doesn't have to be a horror story. But a lot of times you hear these women complaining about, oh, I'm a single married woman. You're married, but you're calling yourself a single mother because you're at home taking care of your kids. And in a lot of these cases, it's women who have husbands who work outside the home and pay all the bills. While you're at home taking care of kids, they're depressed, they're crying because they have to take care of their kids. And I think it's a cop-out when women decide, oh, I'm overwhelmed. I need to find myself, so I'm gonna get up and leave. That's a cop-out. I don't care how you try to sugarcoat it or try to make it seem like it's something else. No, it's a cop out and you are abandoning your family. In my opinion, that's exactly what it is. But of course they don't want to call it that, but that is what it is. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat, says finding yourself is a never-ending journey, but it's funny how they don't take the time to self-reflect before getting married and even having kids. Facts. That is straight up. I always say thank you, Divine Photos, for the super chat. Thank you so much for the support. I always say, listen, raising a whole nother human being or several is not easy. So you have to be aware of that. Far too often I hear young women talk about, oh, I want children and I want a family because it's so cute and I want to dress them up like little dolls and I want a daughter and so I can dress up and cute. That is not the focus. Dressing them up in cute clothing is cool, but that's the least of your worries. Taking care of a human being and making sure that they're healthy and nothing happens to them 24/7 is work. Just like marriage is work. But if this is what you signed up for, you need to be invested into what you signed up for. And also that's your kids. That's yours. So you need to be responsible for them. You don't get to run off and negate your responsibilities. What if the man in your life, what if your husband decided he was tired? See, this is the difference between women and men. Women can decide, I'm tired, I'm out. And women sympathize with them. But a man don't get to say, I'm tired, I'm out. He can't stop to say, you know what? I'm tired of paying these damn bills. I'm out. I'm going to take me a break. I'm off. You handle it however you got to handle it until I get back, if I come back. Men can't do that. Men can't forego their responsibilities just because they get tired and overwhelmed. No, they got to stick it out and they got to keep it going. But women can decide to walk away from their families, take a break, whatever you want to call it, and nobody bets. I'm pretty sure that husband and those kids have an issue with it, but what can they do? But people sympathize with that when it comes to women for the most part. But a man, he don't get that chance. He can't do that. So if he can't walk away from the responsibility that he chose, you shouldn't be able to walk away from it either as the woman. You need to stick it out and get through the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that's what you signed up for. And eventually you get past it. These kids grow up. They go to school. They go to college. They go to work. They become adults. And you can have more time for yourself then. Let's continue.
So anyway, like rewinding, I had actually applied for a position with Vanderbilt, and I ended up getting the position, and they were offering a sign-on bonus as well as a relocation bonus. And yeah, like I got the position and I took it. So anyway, no safety net, like no guarantees, no nothing. I applied for my apartment and everything. Like I literally like got approved for everything like right away. So it seems like everything had just fell into my lap. Like it was what I was supposed to be doing. And because of that, like it really validated my decision to leave. And so I did that. I get to Nashville. I started rebuilding my life. You know, I even like started thinking like of another business endeavor that I had been thinking about for like the past 5 years that I never like built up the courage to do. And if you know me, like you know I've had businesses, even like just saving money, paying off debt, like rebuilding my credit, like everything. Like I got my stuff back up, which I'm like totally proud of. And now like I'm getting ready to graduate with my master's in public health here in September 5th to be exact. And honestly, like I still have like a long ways to go. Like there's still so much that I want to do. I cried, I prayed, like I healed, and I did a lot, like, and I found me. But like I said, like I'm not done yet, and I'm like so damn proud of how far that I've come. Like you don't even know the half. And I contemplated about whether like I wanted to even share this, you know, because yeah, like I've always like shared, you know, good news about, you know, certain things happening like in my life, but I've never just opened up and really just shared my truth to people. So this is new for me, and it's definitely like, you know, taking a leap of faith, because this is nothing that I, you know, ever really like imagined doing. But yeah, this is my story. And honestly, like this is for any woman who feels stuck or torn or like scared to choose herself. You're not a bad mom. You're not a bad wife for choosing you. It doesn't mean that you're abandoning love. It doesn't mean that you're abandoning your family.
It does. It does. I'm sorry. It does mean that you abandon your family. Anytime you feel that you need to walk away from your family in that way, you need to move and find. Yes, it is considered abandoning your family. I don't give a damn how you try to put it. That's exactly what it is. Because if a man chose to do that exact same thing, y'all would call it abandonment. You would call it abandonment. You would call it him walking away from his family and abandon his. Yes, it is. I don't care if you do it for what amount of time you decide to do it for. It is what it is. And we got to stop coddling these women and making them think that, you know, it's not, called a spade a spade. That is exactly what it is. You don't get to do that as a parent, as a wife. That's not what that, just the same way most women, if a man decided that he needed to find himself and walk off, I don't care if it's for a week. I don't care if it's for 3 days or a month, whatever, any amount of time, when you got a whole wife and you have a whole family that you're responsible for. If he walked away at any point, women would be calling him low down and dirty, and they would have called it abandonment. So it's no different when it comes to women. It is abandonment. When you walk away from your family, you move to a whole nother state. Talking about you trying to find yourself and you got a whole husband and kids, baby, that's abandonment. I don't give a damn how you try to sugarcoat it. It is what it is, and that needs to stop. Sugarcoating and making turning it and twisting it and making things into what you want it to be is not what it is. You abandon your family. That's what it is. I don't care. So if that's your choice, and your that's your business, really, and how you and your husband or whoever, how y'all deal with it. But let's be honest and start calling things what it is. Stop trying to say it's something else and telling other young women that it's okay to do that. It is never okay to do that. You're supposed to stay there. It takes maturity to be able to sit in your issues and work it out and figure it out. There's no walking off and figuring, going here and trying to find. No, you're going to find yourself where you at. You can find yourself where you at. You can work on yourself where you at with your family intact. This is why they mess up. Then you end up walking away from your relationship, from your kids, abandoning them and thinking that you can go find this great life. And then when you can't find it, then you want to reach back and try to go back. Like, no, that is abandonment. Straight up. Let's continue.
This means that you're making space for the version of you that has been buried so long under obligation. And that's exactly what it was. Like, if you are in your breaking point area, like, girl, I totally see you. Like, I see you.
Yeah, I see you too. And it's a hot mess. I see you very clearly. Your breaking point. Why is it that women can have a breaking point? Why? Tell me that. Why do women have to have a breaking point? Because you got responsibilities. Breaking point. What breaking point? Why do you get a breaking point? Because you at home dealing and having to take care of your kids or kid or whatever, your family. What breaking point? Didn't you choose this? You choose a husband and a family, and then you have a breaking point where you could just walk off. Make that make sense. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Listen. I've been married for a long time. We have a lot of kids. You already know. So I get it. I've been frustrated. I've been tired. All of it. But never once have I decided I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. I'm at my breaking point. I'm walking out. I'm gonna abandon my husband and my kids. Oh, I'm gonna leave the state. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go find myself in a whole nother state, and so I could live by myself to figure out who I need to be. That is just absurd. That is crazy as hell. First off, why I couldn't imagine walking and going off and leaving. That is abandonment. Abandon my children for any amount of time, really, and being comfortable with that, knowing that my kids I'm not going to see my kids on a daily basis. I'm not going to see my husband. I'm not going to see my family. I wouldn't even be comfortable with doing that. Going off to somewhere else and so-called living your life and figuring yourself. That is some bullshit. These women do. This is why I say women are the problem for the most part. They got to get it together, baby. It's just not working with that type of mentality. It's just too much. It really is. You got to get it together. And this is why women, even other women, look at women strange when there are situations where women lose custody of their kids. Other women think that's a red flag. They say, "Oh, something must have been wrong with her," because they don't. The system normally ain't gonna get them turned to the father. So when you see women who lose custody of their kids, a lot, even other women look at that and side eye that like, "Oh, girl, okay, she must have been ratchet," because they don't normally take them kids from the mothers. You know what I mean? That's one of those situations like that. You get up and you go somewhere off and stay away from your kids. Child, that no. Hannibal, thank you for the super chat. Says all objects have a breaking point, and you know how these 304s love to be objectified. Oh my God, right. That's crazy. Thank you, Hannibal, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, well, that's their problem. That's why they end up by themselves. Because I don't know, they supposed to have this easy street 100% of the time. Everything's supposed to be easy. There's not supposed to be no difficulties in life, period. Everything's supposed to be handed to you on a silver platter, and everything just easy street, no problems, no issues, no nothing. There's all type of thing when, having just in life. I don't understand. Life brings obstacles. I mean, you deal with it the best way you can. When you have what do you do when your kids get sick? Your children get sick. Do you get up and abandon them because that's hard? It's not always easy when you have even when you have a house full of sick people, sick children. where you got to stay up all night and nurse your kids, back, and medicine, and for fever, and making sure they're good and all this kind of stuff. They get the flu, or what do you do when that happens? That's not always easy. You don't get no sleep. And even if you feeling bad yourself, you still got to nurse your kids and make sure that they good. But it gets better. So what do you do when that happens? Do you walk away too? It's just, I don't, okay, let's continue.
But you just, if that is something that you're wanting to do, like, I would just say pray about it. For me, like, God is the head of my life, and I really sought him. Like,
God ain't gonna tell you to abandon your family. They play games. They playing games. God ain't gonna tell you to abandon your family. Stop. That's another thing too. A lot of these people play God is at the center of everything you do. Really? So he told you to get up and leave and walk away from your family? Really? That's what God told you to do. They use God in vain. They use that in vain. They need to stop doing that too. God ain't tell you get up, walk away, get away from because your happiness is more important than everything. Your happiness is more important than your kids and your husband. Like, so go ahead. I give you permission to abandon your family. It ain't God. You telling yourself that because that's what you wanted to do for whatever reason. Like, stop.
Never before, because God forbid I moved to another state and then the worst happens, but everything fell into place. And then even my husband and I, like, our relationship got better. It started off like really rocky, but we got better, and we developed a deeper understanding of each other. And I feel like things are better than ever because I know who I am now, like, even more so. Because when we got married, I was a 22-year-old girl. I had a 5-month-old baby, and I didn't know nothing about being grown. And I was just going along with him, just following his lead, and because of that, I really didn't know who I was. Like I said, like, I was just going along, just following my man. He was older, and he had the life and everything, but I had to find, like, what works for me. And I'm so glad that I did, because yeah, it was literally like the best thing I ever could have done for myself, because yeah. So I'm gonna address this, and I'm gonna address it quickly. I just dropped my kids off at school. I shared the information that I shared because I wanted to be open and transparent.
Now, this is her responding to the backlash. So there was backlash apparently. And this is her responding because even the caption says she sacrificed her family for her happiness. Right. And so now this is her responding to it. Listen to what she's saying here. Let's continue.
To women who are following me. And I also, honestly, like, I did it for my own self. Like, I did it
no shit
for my own personal freedom. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, at first, like, I was ashamed that I felt like I needed to move away for a bit and be on my own, and it was never like anything permanent. So yeah, like, I sacrificed 3 months to get myself together, like, mentally and emotionally, the way that I felt like that I needed to, even financially. Because, like I said, like, a few times in the comments, I went there for 3 months. I cleared my debt, like, stacked my money, and I came back home. Like I said, like, in my previous post.
Cleared your debt and stacked your money for 3 months away from your husband and your family and your kid. So the husband was left to take care of the child, or I don't know how many children she has. So the responsibility was left on the husband to go to make sure that the child was good and all of that, to go to work and maintain while you gone for 3 months, and you're stacking your money to pay off your debt, and that's how you found yourself? Where did you stay? Did you stay with somebody, relative? How did you pay for that? We'll manage that. This is some crazy shit, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. And the husband must really, I don't know if what's going on, because a lot of times when we hear these types of stories, we only get a little bit of the story. We don't really have the back, because I really get invested sometimes. I just want to hear, okay, what's your situation? What is the real story behind what is going on? What else is there to this? Because why the husband is okay with this now and he's okay? Like, I don't know too many men who would be okay with something like this. But apparently, from what she's saying, he's okay with it. She did this for 3 months. So 3 months, you stacked your cash, what worked and away from your family, and now you feeling better. So you back. 3 months.
It's like I've been home for about 2 weeks now, and I know like I don't have to explain anything to anybody, but this message alone has helped so many women. And I know because I received countless messages from other women, like telling me how brave I am and how courageous, and how they've.
That's some bullshit. That ain't brave. That's the opposite. It ain't brave of you to walk away from your goddamn family. You could have figured out how to stack cash while you was at home. Why couldn't you do that while you maintain your house, your household? You didn't have to go off. There's some other shit going on behind the scenes, I think, y'all. Well, what you going on? You want to go off and play single for a little while for 3 months? What? Is there another a dude that you thought was going to take you more seriously, that you thought about running away with, and then it didn't work out, so then you're back home to the husband who's sitting there just taking all of this? Come on now. There is more to the story that we aren't privy to, but come on. So why you went back after 3 months? You stacked cash and found yourself in 3 months? You could have did that while you was at home. Just saying. Let's continue.
Always thought about doing the same thing, but they never had the support or never even had the courage. But fortunately, I have both. So yeah, you don't know, like none of y'all know the particulars of my life. Y'all don't know my family dynamics. You don't know anything about me. So if this post was not for you, like just continue strolling. Stop fucking projecting. Just stop it.
They get mad.
Like, you guys are so mean. Like,
no.
How are you comfortable like degrading someone on social media that you don't even know? Like,
she mad because she didn't get the responses that she thought she was going to get. And it's not like, how could you be so brave? You're brave to come on social media and tell people your business. See, if you don't tell people your business, nobody would have anything to respond to. You said you walked away from your husband and your kid. So people are going to have a reaction to that. But, I think a lot of these women, because now they're starting to get backlash. Everybody is not, coddling them. People are coming out telling them that this is a horrible decision. Girl, how could you leave your child and your husband for 3 months? We didn't know it was 3 months at first, but now she said she was gone for 3 months. Now she back at home. She found herself in 3 months and stacked her cash, and now she back. And people are like, no, ma'am, that ain't bravery. That's a cop-out. Nah, that's what you shouldn't do that. Whatever. She's not getting the what she thought she would get, and then she's mad. So yeah, if you put your personal business out there, this is what social media is. People are going to have a response. People are going to have an opinion. That's what it's for. If you don't want people to have an opinion on your lifestyle and your business, don't tell people that. Do what you do in your privacy, and nobody would ever know. But you and the people that's going through it. So that's a little hit to not put whatever you don't want people to know, don't put it out there. Period. That's that. Let's continue.
Like, yes, and I made the obvious choice to make this post. And like I said, like I knew I was gonna receive criticism, but damn, like y'all dragging me like real hard. But that's cool. Like I said, because the positivity like definitely like outweighs the negativity that I received. And I know I've helped so many women with this post. No. And that's all that fucking matters. And like I said, again, like I didn't make this post to offer advice to someone or to people like to leave their families. Like I'm all for family staying together. Like, if you can make your family work, like, stay together. And that's literally what I did with my husband. Like, I'm still with my man, like, and I'm with my kids, like. But anyway, I feel like this is like totally redundant. But yeah, I mean, yeah, fuck y'all.
That's what she really wanted to say. That's what she really wanted to say. She was mad. She didn't like the commentary or the responses to that because she knows it was negative. She was hesitant about posting it, and also she felt bad about it because if you feeling bad about it, then you know that was a bad choice. Bottom line, you know it was wrong to walk away from your family for any amount of time. That ain't nothing empowering about. There's nothing empowering about that. There's no empowerment in that. That's a cop out. You went and stayed away from your family. And I just don't think, and I don't know her or her husband or whatever, but that man, that don't you think that would leave some type of seed of doubt within him? Like, okay, when she's gonna feel like she need to find herself again, whenever she feels like she need to walk away or it gets too much, is she gonna just up and leave? Like, come on, that's no stability in that. And then how do you know? You don't know how this is affecting your child or your children, how many you got. You don't know how this is affecting them. They may not trust that you're going to stay. You getting your feelings and you ready to leave and take a break. Now you're creating something within your child. So I don't think a lot of times, once again, women don't think about about everybody else. The bigger picture, they only think about themselves. It's a selfish, entitled move. And, as long as they can do it, they will. With no consequences or nothing, they will continue to do it. Classic Perspective, thank you for the super chat, says, we don't know her. She decided to share her life on the internet. Shaking my head. Exactly. We don't know you. We don't know your life, but you gave us a glimpse into it. You gave people something to talk about. And if you don't want that, don't share no more, baby. Just keep it to yourself. Do you and mind your business, and nobody else with you. And if you don't put it out there, nobody knows about it. Thank you, Classic Perspective. I appreciate you. Classy also says, you wanted attention instead of a marriage counselor, right? That's a problem though. Classy Perspective, they want attention so bad. You go to the extremes with putting it out there and then thinking you're gonna get all these positive responses, and when you don't, when they drag you, then you mad. She was mad, and that's what happens. You take the chance to put your personal. Nobody. You could talk about something else, boo. You don't have to talk about you walking away. You know you was going to get backlash from that. So why still put it out there? For the attention, basically. Thank you, Classy Perspective. I appreciate you. So, yeah. And then, I think that's, you get all this, all the positive. There's nothing positive about that. You positive responses, and then, you help somebody. Help somebody to do what? To quit? Walk away? Abandon their families? That is not helping them. If anything, you would encourage them, even if that was the choice that you made and you realize that was a mistake. Because still, your husband, if her husband decides to stay with y'all, decide to stay together, cool. He still has that in the back of his mind now. He don't fully trust her probably because I'm just saying, any mother that will walk away from her family, and it's not like you going to a treatment center or you go and check yourself into a place because you're jacked up. It's not like you're saying I'm going to get therapy or I have an issue or I need help. No, you're talking about you going to find yourself and staying away for 3 months and stacking cash. And what? That's insane to me. It really is. That's not the message you want to put out there for young people. Because you make women, and a lot of women are easily influenced. So you influence young women to think that, when the going gets tough, I can just get out and leave, and he's supposed to be okay with it. And my child, the child gonna be fine because the father there. So I'm just walk away, knowing that once again, if men did this, it would be an uproar. He would be all kind of deadbeats and everything else, everything under the sun. So no, I don't think that that's something you should do. You work through your issues, and if y'all can't, well, y'all got to figure it out. Figure it out, whatever you need to do. But abandoning your family for any amount of time is not a good thing. It's just not. We gonna move on. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button, you guys. We got about 99 watching, and we only have 60 likes. Please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. So I'm gonna move on. I want to move on to this next video clip that I have here. Here we go.
Story time on when I flew to another state to meet this young lit nigga that's lit on the internet. And to me, I felt like he was cat. So yeah, I met him on the internet. I was in Bahamas like the beginning of January for my son. I'm sorry, the beginning of February for my son's birthday or whatever. And he DM'd me on Instagram like, need you. So I'm like, oh, I've been trying to give you me or whatever like that. So he like, you know, whatever. We gonna exchange numbers or what? So I'm like, yeah, because like, you know, he's some fine shit. Like, I love dark skinned niggas. And when I say he's some fine shit, bitch, he's some fine shit or whatever like that. So on the internet, like, you know, he got 2 watches, big Cardi, 6 cars, supposedly own his house, and he young as fuck or whatever like that. Dressed nice, always designer down, like always posting mad money, etc. So, you know, like, that's my type. I love me a hood, get money nigga. So he asked for my number or whatever like that. So I gave him my number, and like, he texted me. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it was little signs that I didn't like. Like, if you know I'm on vacation with my kids, like, I remember I posted my drink or whatever, and I didn't text him right back. And he was on my phone like, oh, you see me text you or whatever, but you posting. Like, that right there was like, you only have my number for like 20 minutes, like, chill out. But I let him slide. So we planned to see each other or whatever like this, like whatever like that on this Saturday. That's it, this Saturday, right? And we planned for me to come Valentine's Day weekend or whatever. And he really was on some shit where like he was like, oh, come whatever, what day, what time, it don't even matter. Like, whenever you could come, just come. So I chose that weekend because I'm free every other weekend for my kids. They go with their dad or whatever like that. So that was my free weekend. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I thought he was a fake page at first or whatever like that, because it just was like too good to be true. So we would only text, and like, he'll tell me to FaceTime him, but by the time I FaceTime him or whatever, he not answering. Now he got an excuse, or he don't FaceTime back. So bitch, I started thinking like, bitch, I'm gonna get catfish if I go down here. So I told him, I'm like, look, this Wednesday, like the Wednesday before the Friday. So I'm like, FaceTime me before Friday or I'm not coming. So now he got all that energy, he FaceTime me, etc. I got him on the phone before you really couldn't, like, he'd just be texting and shit like that. So he FaceTime me, he was real, looked the same, looked good as fuck. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready, etc. So Friday come and we talk, and I'm like, you know, like, you ready? Like, I'm at the nail salon, I'm like, you ready? Like, I can't wait to see you, I can't wait to meet you, etc. So he like, yeah, or whatever like that. But I feel like his energy was a little off because he was more excited days before. So I'm like, you good, love? Like, you okay? Because I'm like, I feel like your energy is like kind of off, like you're not excited as you was. So he's like, oh, I just found out I got to get my daughter or whatever today. Mind you, it's the day I leave. Like, I'm leaving at 10 p.m. at night to land. I think my flight would land like 12:48 a.m. originally. So I'm like, yo, I took our work for this or whatever, and I already checked into the flight. And he's like, well, what's the issue? Nobody didn't tell you not to come. Like, you can still come. I'm good. I'm gonna just get a sitter. If anything, her and the sitter just stay at my house, and we could just get a room. So I'm like, you know what? All right, that's cool. I'm all for that, or whatever the case may be. So I still go. Like, I get my nails and I run to the mall. I get everything I need. I pack my shit, and I tell him like, all right, I'm for the land at this time. I go to the airport. Mind you, y'all, I'm rushing because I'm always fucking last minute. I get to the airport. I board the flight, or whatever like that. So before I boarded the flight, he texted me this hotel, like Signa or something like that. It's like one of the best hotels in Atlanta. So I tried to book the hotel online, but everything was booked up. So I told him, I'm like, look, everything booked up because it's Valentine's Day weekend. So he like, nah, you got to call. So I called, and like, everything was booked the fuck up. Like, literally, it was no hotel. So he like, well, find whatever you can find and just book it, and I'm gonna get you from the airport. So I'm like, you know, what's your budget? So he like, what you mean? I'm like, what's your budget? Like, I'll book the room, but when I land, I expect to get my money back or whatever like that. So I'm on the plane, y'all. The plane done took off. So the nigga like, oh, the least you could do is pay for the room. So I'm like,
look, you know, I'm listening to this, but I'm already, y'all know, girl, y'all better be careful out here taking flights to see ninjas you don't know. Baby, call me old school, call me crazy, call me whatever. I wouldn't never. When I say never, never. I'm saying, even when I was young, before I was married, I'm not getting on no flight to go see a nigga I don't know. Like y'all too, I don't know how these young women are so like, they're not afraid. Y'all, look, people be chopping people up. Like, I don't understand how y'all just do that. Don't be knowing them. Y'all FaceTime a couple of times and, oh yeah, you hot, you look good. All right, yeah, I bet I'm out. Like, how the hell? Y'all didn't grow up in the era where we were, when people was taking people. We knew if we would be at school and they'd be like, if you see a stranger, let us know. And I'm like, okay. And I did it before too. I'm like, hell, I did it. Because you ain't got to tell me twice. I was a kid like that. I'm like, they said, you see a stranger, go let the people know. And go to the principal. And I surely did. And I saw a man that looked strange, and I ran and told, and he was the janitor. But hell, I had never seen him, so you had to tell me twice. If you look strange, or I know you don't go nowhere with strangers, baby. Y'all booking flights, going places to meet strangers. How you do that? How y'all comfortable doing that? I don't understand why they so comfortable doing that. Just because somebody on social media don't mean that they safe. It don't mean that they won't, cut you into little bitty pieces. How y'all? Anyway, I don't know how they do it. I'm always curious when I see videos like this. How y'all so comfortable doing that? I don't know. Class perspective. Thank you for the super chat. It says the guy made a response video saying he was scared because she brought some Vicks medication to eat his. Oh hell no! She bought some Vicks medication to eat his groceries. Oh, shit. Nasty, girl, you flying to eat somebody's groceries? Now you nasty as hell. What? Y'all saw this before? The hell? Yeah, they on some new shit. I don't know. Classy, they on some new stuff. I can't do it. What? Oh no, child, let's continue.
Huh? So this when a mishap coming, because I get it. Okay, we supposed to stay at your house originally, but then your child came into play. So
and then they be having children eating strangers' groceries. Then you go kiss your kids after eating strange people's groceries. Let's continue.
Now we gotta go stay somewhere else, which is cool because I think a hotel is better anyway because you don't know me and I don't know you, and it's more safer. I feel like. So. He like, yeah, like you can pay for the room. I'm gonna fund the rest.
About that? What? You worry about safety? What? It don't make no sense, y'all. It doesn't. It doesn't. Classic perspective says it was smart on his part to have her pay for her own because if they had X and she said it wasn't consensual, he would have had a charge of X trafficking along with the R word. Got it. Okay. I wonder was he thinking? Okay, if he was thinking that way, that would make sense. That would absolutely make sense. Thank you, Class of Perspective, for the support. I appreciate you. Let's continue.
To the trip. Baby, you a whole scammer. You think I'm paying for a motherfucking hotel for you to come fuck on me? So he all like, yo, I feel like you could pay for something. I'm funding the rest of the trip or whatever the case may be. Yo, so we start arguing. Or whatever like that. So then the plane land and I'm like, you really arguing over a $300-something hotel, but you scamming, you hitting all these licks, all this big money you posting. I mean like $20,000-$30,000. You can't book a $300 hotel. And I just felt like if you brought me to your city, you should make sure I'm good. Like if you came to my city and something happened, I'm gonna correct it before you get there. I'm gonna figure this shit the fuck out. Cause I mean, why wouldn't I? Like it don't make sense. I didn't ask to come there. You wanted to come. Now, I agree we wanted to see each other, but still, like, what? So, when I landed, the nigga arguing, going all back and forth with shit. So, I'm like, listen, cancel your sitter. Stay home with your kid. Go ahead and buy. I'm cool. Like, I ain't even link you no more, etc. Y'all, this nigga was like, oh, you must be coming to come see another nigga. Nigga, what? I took off from my job. Stop one of my business to come see you and you talking about another nigga? That's your response? Y'all, he kept fucking arguing. I couldn't believe it because I'm like, bro, like if you getting all this money and you got all this motion, all this shit going on, like $300 is nothing. So I'm like, if I book this hotel, you can't come. So that's what the fuck I did. I booked the hotel, and shout out to that Spirit flight attendant, because yo, he stayed in that airport with me and found me a hotel, y'all. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had nowhere to stay, like, at all. But I booked that hotel, y'all, and I left that nigga on red. Like, I stopped responding, and I just made it into a solo trip. But I still was just, like, mad because I trip. Like, Atlanta cool, we used to do that for New Year's, but, like, just to go and spend that much money, it was just, like, I could have went somewhere else. Like, that was kind of crazy. So me personally, I just feel like his lifestyle got to be kept, because I done dealt with some big money niggas. Like, I mean, rich niggas, like, that's running businesses to get legit money. I done dealt with a rapper. I'm not gonna say who the fuck he is, because he is a big rapper that y'all listen to every single day. And niggas with money ain't complaining. They not doing all that. Like, I'm telling you, they not doing all that. Like, when you come see them, they have everything into play, everything booked, bitch, your itinerary set up, all that. Like, it ain't making sense. So to me, his life is just kept. And to be honest, I never really seen him go out and do nothing or anything of that nature. Like, he not in the mall blowing no money. Like, he ain't no 5-star restaurants. Like, he really don't be doing nothing. Like, he might go skate or something, but, like, other than that, like, that nigga don't be really doing shit, like, with the money he's supposed to have. Like, he got all this motion. You would think he'd be tripping, like, something. Like, nah, he not doing none of that. So, to me personally, the life is kept. And I was just mad because I felt like, damn, like, I flew here to see you, and this happened. Never doing it again. And then his excuse was, well, you knew what I had going on and you still came. Nigga, you never told me not to come. When I checked in with you and we spoke, you told me to still come. It wasn't an issue. And you was going to get a sitter. Like, what? That don't even make sense. Like,
let this be a lesson to never, ever do that again. I'm just saying. For no one. I don't care how much money. That's a problem. But I think this is the problem a lot of these women have, is they're jumping to get flued out because he fine. And at first she was like, oh, he mad cute. She like how he looking, all that. You ready to get down with the get down and do whatever because you like how he look and he's fine. That now, you know, you saying now he don't, the money, the ain't his cap and all that, but you was willing to do whatever on the you know, on the idea that he's fine. I don't care if he have money or not. So if he had come through with the room and all this and all that, so what you gonna do? Go get bust down with a stranger just because he flew you out? Like, what? I mean, what? So even if he took you to a 5-star restaurant, right, and took you somewhere and get some food and some drinks, or y'all go do some activities, is that all you're worth? You're willing to bust it open, eat the groceries, do whatever, allegedly, with a person that you don't know because they take you to a restaurant or take you somewhere, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes for them to get your body and a part of you and then send you back and you had a good time and then on to the next. But these are the women, once again, if you can get, and she stated herself that a lot, she's messed with some rappers, you know, the Ballers, whatever. She ain't gonna say no name, but whatever. So you're admitting that you're a pump and dump, that you allow these men with some money to fly you out, take you somewhere, show you off a little bit, and then pump and dump you and send you back home on a flight. And you good with that? That's something to brag about? This is why I say women got to get their priorities straight. And yes, it's your business. Once again, once you post it on social media, you know, it's everybody's business. You open yourself up to scrutiny because you tell everybody your business. And so I just think this is why a lot of women are failing when it comes to relationships. Because then, once again, I talked about this in another previous video, how these types of women, you know, they're getting flew out and getting pumped and dumped. And they think now this type of treatment that they're getting from these men who only hanging out with them for maybe a day or two to get what they want, give you a little food, you know, take you a little round. They know all you got to do is bring you somewhere because y'all value high. Y'all, you know, y'all think going to a 5-star restaurant is everything. You know, going to a 5-star restaurant, going to the hottest club or whatever, all of that is that means a lot to a lot of these women. So these men know what to do. They know take you around, do that little stuff. They know that there's something that's easy, that ain't nothing to them, but they know, oh, this is what y'all look at. Ooh, he's, you know, this is in your eyes, this is so great. So you easily influence. Anything will work, and boom, they go bust you down and then send you back, and that's it. And that's your life. And then when you get older, now you want to have a connection with somebody on a more serious level, and you can't find it because first now you expect a everyday man to treat you and do the things that these tricks are doing for you. And so now you want average men to treat you like that on a daily basis. And why would he, first off? And I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But this is what they are accustomed to. This is what they should subject themselves to. This is how a lot of women move, and they think there's nothing wrong with it. You ain't worth nothing but a flight and a meal and a club hop. That's it. That's what you're worth. That's what you're reducing yourself to. You don't even have to get to know the person. You don't got, y'all ready to slob the knob, eat the groceries and everything else. And in the name of for a flight and a good time. And you feel good about that. I would be ashamed to tell these stories that these young women are telling. It's really sad. Hannibal, thank you once again for the super chat. Say, why has eating butt become so popular amongst American women, DeeDee? It's common. It's common. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. You know, I don't know nothing about it. You know, I don't know. I don't know why that's become so popular. I do think though, thank you for the super chat, Hannibal. I appreciate you. I think though the music is one way of, you know, you hear, I think I've heard them talk about it in some rap songs. So maybe it stems from there, you know, whatever they start talking about it, whatever. You know, the same thing about, you know, the golden showers, all of that. All that is, you know, a popular thing now, and it's nothing. Everybody's just like, oh, we love it, and this is what we do. Do you? If that's what you like, you do it. You know, it ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand that aspect of all of that. And then, you know, all the other nasty stuff that goes on. You know, I miss the old days where, you know, you're discreet about you don't talk about your personal sexual encounters. That's something that that's supposed to be off the table. You shouldn't talk about that. But now it's so open. People are so open. Social media has allowed people to come out and just tell everything. There's nothing sacred anymore. There's nothing that people won't say. They just come out and say everything. And I think it's very ratchet. I think it's it's poor taste. I don't think you should be talking about your personal stuff like that out here. But they do it on a regular basis. And there's no shame in their game. There's nothing to it. It's okay. So, you know, look, I'm not into the eating the groceries, but hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But everybody don't have to know about it. I don't need to know about your eating groceries history. I don't need to know about that. I don't want to know about that. So if that's what you do you, but I don't think everybody needs to know that or want to know it. You know, keep that to yourself. Whatever you're doing should be private. Some things should be private. Everything don't have to be for everybody. Bakish Edwards, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy, y'all. I don't. But once again, this just shows you how a lot of these women move, and these be a lot of the women who like to talk about, oh, what a good man that, and they don't do this and they don't do that. Why would the good men go out of their way to do something for a grocery eater, right? Why would he go out of his way? Now, if he likes the groceries to be eaten, then maybe he might fly you out. He could budget a flight out. So that's what you do. Once you're known for that, then the ones who like that, they're gonna be looking for you. So if that's what you want to characterize yourself as, a grocery eater, a flew out chick that just, you know, you want to go to a 5-star restaurant, you want to go hang out around the celebrities or whoever, like, if that's what floats your boat and pleases you, that's all you're going to be known for. Devon Mitchell, thank you for the super chat. Says, don't kiss women, don't know where they mouth been. Child, You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of dudes who done kiss women and didn't know where their mouth has been. And then they find out and then they discuss it. Thank you, Devon. I appreciate you. It's just nasty. It's, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And listen, it's nasty to me. But once again, I don't, you know, if that's what you do, that's your business. I'm just saying, like, that's your business. But I just don't think that your personal bedroom stuff should be posted all out. People don't have to know about that. But once again, people, they talk about it because it's like empowerment, I guess. It's like they don't see the shame in their game. They're like, this is the new day. It's 2025. I'm the one that's looking crazy, I guess, because I'm like, child, how could you, first off, how could you, first, I'm still, I guess they would say I'm in a dark age. They'd be like, girl, they probably dismiss me. They probably be like, girl, dismiss me. I'm like, dismiss me, honey. Y'all could dismiss me all goddamn day because ain't nothing gonna change. I don't understand the new times and I'm not trying to get with it. Thank God, I have a husband and I'm not, there's no goddamn way. I'm still on, you getting on a plane for real? For what? With who? And why? What we gonna be doing? Do I know you? See, I'm like that. Hell to the no. So I'm still stuck on how y'all even get on planes with people that you don't know. And then you're going out here to eat the groceries too? Eat what? With who? I'm like, what? With who? I don't know you. Like, but that's probably too old school for them. Like, I'm like, child, I don't know. I'm eating groceries. I ain't doing shit. What you talking about? I'm not getting flued out to do nothing with a stranger. Like, come on. And then let alone eat the groceries. What? So they probably look at me and be like, girl, oh, you too old school for this. You don't get it. Well, I don't get it. I don't care to get it. Because that's just too much right there. And then I'm just saying, first off, be scared. You don't know where you're going. If this psychopath could get you in the rooms and tear you up and cut you into pieces, and then leave you there and all this, like, for what? Don't make no sense to me. Irvin Hunt, thank you for the super chat. Says hit the like button, y'all. Thank you, Irvin. Yes, please hit the like button, y'all. We got, how many we got in here? 100. Okay, so thank y'all. We got 111 watching and 96 likes. Go ahead and hit the like button. Thank you, Irvin. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Class's perspective again says, I thought that ornament on her lip was a result of STI pimple, but it's a zirconian diamond. I guess that's a sign for eating the groceries. I don't know. Hell. Thank you, Classy perspective. Oh no, it's just, oh God, no. I'm just saying, like, get it together. But once again, and I always like to specify, it's not all women that think, but there's a lot of them that do. If you out here, y'all be more careful, please. Be careful with out here. Stop thinking that it's cool to just go out and meet people that you don't know and sleep with. This time's up for that. It's too much going on out here in these streets, y'all. They're talking about in Houston, all these diseases and all this stuff. Y'all just going out here and just busting it open for whoever because they look fine and they got some money and you clout chasing. It's not cute. Chris Reed, thank you for the super chat, says if HIV haven't stopped, SX COVID show will not. Somebody else need to try a little harder with a different disease, baby. That's good. Listen. So he's saying if HIV haven't stopped it, right? COVID will not. Somebody else need to try a little harder with a different disease. There's all kind of stuff out here, and you hear these people, and I still hear reports of the diseases that are so rampant in Texas, and specifically Houston. That it's a high alarming rate of these diseases out here because people are out here getting flued out and doing it with whoever. They don't care about whether you got something. They're not thinking, not curious about that. You can go lay down with somebody and you end up with something you can't get rid of and you don't care about that. And then putting your mouth on people, those there, you're not scared of what you might come up with. I'm just saying you should be. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. C. Irvin, thank you once again for the super chat. Says, you don't want to know what those women who are getting flew out to Dubai are doing for some change and an experience. Yeah, I heard about it, C. Irvin, and it's disgusting. And they get paid, what they assume is a lot of money for that to happen to them. And I'm just like, you really don't, this is why I say money is not the end all be all. You can't be willing to just sacrifice yourself for money. You got to have some more morals and some love for yourself to just not be so desperate for some money to the point you would let somebody do anything to you for some money. And this is what they're doing. But then want to come back and talk about, I know my worth. Do you really? You know your worth for real. When you letting people poop on you and whatever, put that white shit on you, put the poop on you, piss on you, do whatever, just constantly for some money, because you desperate for money, you do anything for money. It's ridiculous. Thank you, C. Irving. Narratives and dialogues. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says then ninjas be bending their legs so far back like they're about to give birth just to get the groceries. Hey, wait. I'm not ready. Wait. Hold on. Wait, okay, let me read this again. So wait a minute. Then ninjas be bending their legs so far back like they about to give birth just to get the groceries ate and say it ain't rainbow being entered. They do that. They will let anyone do it, child. So narratives and dialogue. You talking about the men, right? So the ninjas be been. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Now I ain't won't bring that part up, but that is a little suspect. I'm just saying. If you gonna bend your legs way back and let the lady do that and you okay with it, I don't know. You just as nasty. So if that's what you mean, narratives and I agree. That'd be a little suspect for the ones who letting them do it. Why would you? But then again, like so you like that. I would like to think that most men won't want nobody going touching that area. You know what I mean? It's a little sensitive, but they out here. Thank you, narratives and dialogues. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Child. Yeah, you got to think about that too. I ain't go that way. You know, I'm talking about the women going out here doing it with the men who are letting them do it. Child, y'all, that's how y'all moving. Let's say that, you know, that would be a little suspect to me that you would bend over all the way and open your legs and put them back. You say way back and say, come on. Okay, y'all. We gonna move on. I ain't trying, because that is, that's what you like doing. I can't say that about. These are grown people, baby. People gonna do what they want to do regardless. And I'm not mad at your choices. I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful. Classic perspective. Thank you once again for the super chat. Says, imagine your tongue look like an octopus tentacle for being so. Oh shit. Oh nah, I can't. What? Don't do that, because I have a weak stomach. Octopus tentacle. Oh shit. No, God, no. Oh no. Thank you, classy perspective. Oh God, I don't even want to think about it. Like, it's too much going on in the world, y'all. It's just I stay in my own little box. I don't have time. I don't want to venture out. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to imagine what that would look like. I'm good where I'm at. Like, it's too much. I'm secluded. I'm cool. I don't need. Oh God, everybody want to be outside and do nasty shit. I'm straight. Tentacles? What? I don't even want to know. They can keep it. I'm good. Like, what? This is too much. The tongue look like octopus tentacles. What the hell? Oh Lord. Oh no. That's no, y'all. Let's keep that. All the nasty shit, y'all can keep it. I'm good. We're gonna move on. Chris Reed says, if we was as nasty, we wouldn't be here. If we was Make that make sense, Chris? If we was as nasty, we wouldn't be here. If we was nasty, if we wasn't nasty, is what you're trying to say. If we wasn't nasty, we wouldn't be here. Is that what you're trying to say, Chris? If we wasn't nasty, we wouldn't be here. Is that what you're saying? I guess you're saying if we wasn't nasty, we wouldn't be here, right? I just want to make sure I'm saying that right. If that's what you're saying, listen, sex and love making and all of that is great. I wouldn't consider it nasty. What's nasty, you don't have to eat the groceries to make a baby. I'm just saying. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what you call nasty. See, I don't think love making and doing whatever you do with your partner, with your husband or your significant other or whatever, like what y'all do in the bedroom and y'all both loving and y'all please, that's great. You don't have to make babies though. You know what I'm saying? And it's so to make a baby doesn't have to entail eating the groceries. Making a child, bringing children into the world doesn't mean you got to get shitted on and pissed on. You know what I'm saying? So there's other, you can do what we're naturally supposed to do without all of the extras. I'm just saying. Now that's your thing, cool. Bend your leg back, bend over, let them do it. I'm just saying, not to you, Chris. I'm just saying whoever. If that's what you're comfortable with, you like that and that, do it for you, do it. That's all y'all. What I'm saying is that's not, you don't have to do all that to create life. That's all. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the super chat. All right, y'all. We're going to move on. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Let's move on.
Hi. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, what's your name, boo?
Queen Case.
You want the guy to call you Queen? What?
He could call me Queen.
Kendra G Singles, the dating app, is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Queen, okay. Where's my paper? Okay, hold on a second. I got 3 notepads. Here we go. He call you Queen?
Yeah, but my real name is Anna K.
Okay, Queen, where you calling us from, love?
I'm calling you from New York.
New York, how old are you?
35.
35. What you do for a living?
I'm a CNA.
DNA. Do you have any kids?
3.
How old are your 3 kids?
3, 10, and 12.
3, 10, and 12. Queen, New York, 35, CNA, 3 kids, 3, 10, and 12. All by the same man?
Yes.
Why you not with them? Y'all have a 3-year-old.
I know.
You know.
What happened?
I guess we grew apart.
Okay.
20 years difference.
He's older?
Yeah.
10 years difference. Okay. What's your zodiac sign?
Virgo.
Virgo. So we got Queen, New York, 35, Virgo. Mom to 3 kids, all by the same man. Never married? You been married?
Yes.
Oh, you're married. When did you get divorced?
2 years ago.
After when your baby was 1? Okay. Divorced and is a CNA. All right, boo. What kind of man you looking for?
Someone loyal, honest, very, very respectful. Have a job. Just kind, outgoing, outspoken, loving, caring.
Okay. Loving, caring.
I'm still wondering why a lot of these women on Kendra G show come on like that. I'm still wondering why. Listen, I don't care what your expectations are. I don't have to agree with them, whatever. It don't really matter. But why? I'm always wondering when I see a lot of the women that come on the shows, why they always either have a bonnet on, their hair don't be together, they just look tired, like they just woke up, or they just don't give a shit. Like why? At least when I see the women who do come on there who have themselves looking nice, I'm like, okay, why you get a point from me? Because at least you look nice. You thought and put some effort into your appearance, like, because you're trying to find a man. Why do they think y'all want these, and y'all have all these unrealistic expectations? And then you come on camera looking like who did it and why, like looking confused and bold. Like, if you think a man of some substance gonna come on this, happen to stumble upon the Kendra G show and see this and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit her up, like, for real, like to take, like, already what y'all be asking for be all wrong. But then on top of that, you don't even give a man a second thought. As soon as they see you, they're like, oh, hell no, and keep it moving. You don't even make them turn and say, well, shit, you know what? She unrealistic a little bit, but damn, she look good. You don't even make them do that. It's like he don't even think about it. Like, he just see it and be like, oh, shit, hell no. Like, I'm pretty sure they'd be like that. Like, oh, hell no, no way. Like, you don't even give them a chance to say, you know, what they might even second guess and say, shit, I'll give her a chance because she look good. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just come on it like they don't give a damn. Like, I'm just gonna come on and get me a man. Yeah, let me just hop out of bed and go to Kendra. Come on now. You know, it's like no real effort put in their appearance whatsoever. Y'all think, it's why I think a lot of women on there are capping. I think they just want attention. I don't think they're really trying to get a man for real. That's why they do that. Because I would like to think if you're really serious about getting a man, you gonna, just like when women go out, you know, when you go out somewhere and you single, you want to, you even, you know, even though the men don't like all the makeup, but at least you put the effort. I'm gonna put my makeup on, I'm gonna do my hair, I'm gonna try to look good, smell good, because I might get me a man, I might meet somebody. Like, they don't seem to put no effort. They all like to be in the bed, just got up or just woke up from a nap, slobbering all over the pillow, put their bonnet on and said, let me call Kendra. I'm just saying. Chris Reed, thank you for the super chat, says, well, what about the singer in a man's behind? What about the singer in a man's? Oh my God, hell no. That's disgusting, Chris Reed. Thank you for the super chat. My cousin said she do that to make a man. Oh, well, shout out to your cousin, child. I mean, if he like it, I guess they love it together, child. That's, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. That's their business, child. That's what they like. That's what they like. Let's continue.
What's your deal breakers?
Broke man.
Broke man?
I don't want no one that's not working, that can't manage on their own. Just, they have to be working.
Does it matter what the amount of money they make or just have a job?
At least $100K a year.
$100,000?
$100K.
Your baby daddy made $100K
a year? Yeah.
Yeah. And why'd y'all break up?
Because we grew apart.
Okay. All right. So the baby daddy made $100K. So the next man got to make $100K. So if he made less than $100K, does he not have an opportunity to date you?
It depends on how trying he is. If he's, hardworking and willing, to try and do extra stuff on the side, stuff like that.
So wait a minute. So he gotta make $100K and he gotta do extra stuff on the side. And he gonna want you. Not trying to be funny, but I'm saying a man who makes good money, and then so he makes good money already. Why he need to do extra stuff on the side? And then he gonna look and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go try to be with her with 3 kids, and we gonna, oh yeah, this is what they do. This is what the men who make good money, who have, morals and values probably, or just have standards, and they want a certain type. They gonna go pick you out. All the women they could pick. Every woman wants a man making $100,000 or more, and out of all the women that want him, he gonna come pick you with 3 kids and everything else you got going on. Okay, good luck. Let's continue.
I'm a CNA, but I also do hair on the side, and I have ear product where I make my own oil and stuff like that. So I do other stuff on the side.
Could he have kids already?
Sure, because I can't have any more.
Okay. Should he look? Oh, we already did that. Look a certain way. We did money. Let's do the Kendra cam.
Let's see. Let me see where I can put the camera. I'm at work, so.
Go see at work.
Okay. All right. Woo, 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 woo. We see you, girl. Okay. Okay.
Oh wow.
Queen, are you officially divorced?
I am.
Okay. When was your last relationship?
Dating probably like 5 months ago, but nothing serious.
Was it your ex-husband or somebody else?
Somebody else after him, but nothing serious.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
5 months ago.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
I don't have no patience. I can't deal with bullshit. I think I need to work on myself, meaning that like take time to heal and process things, like process information. You know, I think that's it.
That's 2. One more?
Did I say patient? Cut down on spending.
Cut down on spending. Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Because I'm funny, I'm outgoing, I'm hardworking. I'm a go-getter.
She's a go-getter. All right, let's do it. We got Queen, New York, 35. What's the age range you would date?
35 to 45.
Should he be in New York?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're going to be moving to the app soon, so I suggest everybody create a profile. Here it is. This is the dating app on iPhone and Android phones. So make sure you type it in, and it will come right up. Kendra G single.
Yeah, you know, good luck to her. Good luck to her. A lot of these women want, you know, let me move over this way. A lot of women want, you know, they want somebody because it's hard. You know, it's getting hard out in these streets by yourself. It's getting hard to manage and maintain. A lot of women are spending or have spent, you know, a lot of their money. She says she's a CNA, and I don't think CNAs and classy perspective could speak on this. CNAs don't make that much, right? Classy, if I'm not mistaken. Chris Reed said you meant a finger. Chris, I know what you meant, baby. We moved on from the you know, the eating and grocery booty part. Yeah, we had enough. There's only so much we can talk about on that. We done moved on. Thank you for the super chat, though. I appreciate you, Chris. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Yeah, we moved on from that, baby. Thank you for your support. But what I was saying, yeah, CNAs in NYC make 37K, right? So I mean, they don't make a whole lot of money. So if she's a CNA. She you know, does some things on the side. So she don't make $100,000 a year. So now she wants a man who makes a decent amount of money to take her seriously and build a life with her, to take care of her. But a lot of these women got it twisted. They don't even know the first thing about getting a man who has standards and a man who can take care of them. There might be a man out here who would be willing to take a woman, you know, seriously and take care of her and provide and do things for her. But you got to be the type of woman that he wants. You know, these men aren't looking for bonnet wearers and just women who come on looking, you know, slubbering and just not really caring about themselves. I don't know. My thing is, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, when these women come on these platforms, are they thinking about what it is that this is what I'm saying too. Kevin Samuels used to point this out. Rest in peace to KS. He used to talk about, y'all don't even know the type of professions of the men, the type of professions that these men would have to make the type of money that you're looking for. They never, you don't know anything about the type of man you're looking for, but you expecting to get him. and you're expecting him to come in and just take care of you. Rashad Pascal says, damn, she look rough as F. She'll say, SMD to you in an argument. Thank you, Rashad, for being a member. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's like they don't really know what they should be doing or how they should be presenting themselves for what it is they're looking for. This is why I'm always curious of why they come on these platforms looking for you're looking for somebody to take you seriously, but you don't even take yourself seriously. You don't even come on or put in any effort. The majority of them come on and looking a hot mess. They don't decide. Hell, even though men are like, I don't like the wigs, but girl, if you put your wig on and it's nice and you do your makeup and you come on looking cute outfit, maybe he might, okay, well, let's see more. But they come on there just looking disheveled, like they tired. They look tired and through. They look tired. You look tired. You look ran through. You look like you looking for a come up. You look desperate. And so I would just advise any woman who wants to go on anywhere or look for it, going out or wherever you want to look for somebody, make sure you are presentable. Make sure you make yourself look the best you can to try to get what it is you're looking for. Because these men ain't trying to get these women on here looking like that. And I really wish Kendra would tell her, but Kendra kind of like, hey, you want to do this with a bonnet on? She'd be trying to be nice about it and tell them, girl, you're going to be seen all over the social media with this bonnet on. You sure you want that? And they just be like, yeah, I'm just whatever. I'm like, take that damn bonnet off. It don't take but 2 seconds for you to fluff up your wig. Zookeeper, thank you for the super chat. Says 100K for her? No way. That's his money. She's dreaming. And life is not a game show, right? Thank you, Zookeeper. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's like I don't think they're, but this is, to me, this idea of, oh, as women, you could just do whatever you want, be whoever you want. You don't really have to do anything for a man, but you want one. You don't have to put in no effort. You don't have to lose weight. You don't have to present yourself in a proper way. You don't have to go through any changes, do nothing. Just he should be willing to accept you as you are, because everybody is a 10. If you got a vagina, you are a 10. And every man should be proud to be with you, no matter what you look like, no matter how big you are, no matter how you talk, no matter how you think, no matter what. Men are just supposed to be like lackey dogs. Like, oh, she got a vagina. That's a woman. There's a vagina in between them legs. Oh, let's go get her. Let's go and pay her all out money because she's a queen. Like, come on, y'all got to wake up. Y'all see these men are not responding to y'all like that. That don't work anymore. That's not working in mass. Of course, there might be a few people, men, willing to do something like that. But even they have a preference for the type of woman that they would do that for. They're not just going to accept anybody because she's requesting something. So this is why I just be saying, listen, y'all, if y'all are out here trying to look for somebody seriously, you got to get it together. You got to present yourself in a much better light, because, we looking, everybody's looking. Everybody looking like, oh, no, ma'am. Ain't no 100,000, 100K man a year is going to be looking to be with you. He going to want to get the best option that he possibly can. And a lot of y'all don't measure up. And then they get offended by that and get mad the same way single mothers and older women get pissed when men go after younger women, and they don't want to date you because you have kids and they don't have kids, and they get triggered by that. But y'all can't control somebody else's preferences. Just like, you have your preference, but what you want gotta want you. I say it all the time. What you want gotta want you. And if they don't want you, then you don't get it. Bottom line. All right, y'all, we're going to move on. I have another clip I want to share with y'all. And I thought this was very interesting, that's circulating on social media. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. I want to play this because I thought this was interesting. And I want to get your thoughts on it. So make sure you leave your thoughts in the chat, you guys. Here we go.
Where the world confuses me. I just saw a video of a woman, another parent, complaining about her not wanting to buy school supplies. And her 3 main qualms were she shouldn't have to support other children. Parents need to get up off their ass and get their shit together. And that the school supplies she buys should be for her kids and her kids only, right? I scrolled this woman's page, and about 10 posts back from the one she posted about her not being responsible for other people's kids and households, She has a video of her in an empty apartment, and she's standing in the living room and she's crying, but she's walking in circles, crying like with her hands up or whatever. And there's gospel music playing over the song. The text on screen said, "Thank God my Section 8 came through." Jesus.
Now, before we proceed, I want to give a little context because this video is about women crashing out basically because of the school supply list. You know, every year when the kids start getting ready to go back to school, there's a list. There's a school supply list that of the items that you need to supply for your kids. My kids, we've had my daughter, she'll be 26 this year. But when our firstborn and our second son went to public school for a little bit, like kindergarten, kindergarten, before we started homeschooling. But when they were doing school, I remember the list. It was a list then. Like they had a list of the school supplies that they needed. And yeah, on the list, it would be like folders, glue sticks, loose leaf paper. They wanted sanitizer. They wanted wipes. What Kleenex? I meant to say Kleenex. The normal stuff. There was a list, of all this stuff that they wanted, right? So we would get the list, and my husband would take the list and he would go get all the supplies. He would get the supplies. Now, they would only ask like once a year. They didn't really ask like a bunch of times for that list. Like if you got everything on that list, that would pretty much last them throughout the school year. I don't remember having to get do the list a second time. So that was the list. And it would, and I understood like the stuff on the list was for those kids. And I think I don't know if they stockpile this stuff, because I think some of them do. They like just put all the stuff together and they use it. These little kids be sneezing and coughing, and you need sanitizer and they need Kleenex to wipe their noses, and they coughing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming that's what they needed for those kids. So they just take it all and they have it, I guess, stockpile it, and they just use it for the class. So I get it. But what's happening in this particular video, the parents are pushing back against that. They don't want to supply all of these items because if they think that if it's going to benefit some other kids, they don't want to supply it. So that's what this is all about. Let's continue.
This coming from a woman who said that she shouldn't have to use her money to provide supplies for other families, and that those parents need to get up off their ass and do something. And the government is paying your rent. She got a brand new 3-bedroom apartment, and do you know she said her rent is $127. Then I saw another mother saying the same thing. I shouldn't have to help. It should be optional, and I shouldn't have to pick up the slack for someone else's child. I can't afford to buy all those supplies for other kids. And then her posts, if you go through her page, she's doing a dance, like dancing with her hand over here, saying she can't believe how much she spent on Drake tickets, but she's in the house. So the Canadian man can get $600 out of you, but your son's teacher is the devil incarnate because she asked for 4 boxes of Kleenex, but you spent $600 to go see Drake. And I pretty much can guarantee that she also bought a new outfit, shoes, got hair, nails done, all that to go see Drake. So probably $1,000 in to go to a concert, but don't want to supply an extra pack of pencils for the classroom. Tell you about the state of our world.
I think the algorithm wanted to rage bait me today. Congratulations, it worked. There's a few things I'm gonna crash out about, and that's these babies and our educators who stand for and behind these babies. I just saw 3 videos back to back within an hour time frame of women, mothers, unfortunately, making videos proudly, disrespectfully, telling teachers that they can go on ahead with them back to school list, that they not getting nothing on that list. They kids only coming to school with a backpack, a pencil, and a piece of paper. One video suggested that teachers go to these back to school drives and get supplies since they need them so bad. One mother suggested, it's my job to only take care of my child. I'm not bringing in no tissues, no Lysol wipes, no nothing that ain't got nothing to do with my child. How is you cool? First of all, I think people really got it up. Like, private school or not, it is not a teacher's job to take care of your child. Bad enough, they are undervalued, understaffed, underappreciated, underpaid. Like, we know this. It's a given. It's a fact. Sue me. I'm one of the few believers that teachers should actually be one of the highest paid professions in this country. They literally raise the next generation. I don't know what I would do 8 hours out of the day having to work and teach my son. Let me calm down. The least you can do, ma'am, is send your child to school with what that teacher asked for on that list. That's the least you can do. You are also responsible for your child's education and all the tools and resources that are needed to further said education. I'm sorry you thought that your tax dollars, or our tax dollars, I don't know if you work, I'm sorry that you thought that took care of everything, but it doesn't. It doesn't relieve you of the job that you signed up for when you had a child. And what happened to community? What happened to the fact that I'm going to bring in extra or whatever I got laying around the house, or maybe the books was on sale, 5 composition books for 50 cents, and I'm just going to buy the 5 and send my child to school. What happened to community? What happened to the fact that there might actually be a few students in that class who can't afford to come in with anything, and I have extra?
Now, what do y'all think about this? Do y'all think it's crazy to follow the list that the teachers give for the students? Usually it's like 4 boxes of Kleenex and all this sanitizer and all that, and a lot of the parents, are saying that they can't supply it. I can understand if it's something that you just can't supply. But based on how a lot of these boss chicks be talking, the way everybody makes 6 figures, I don't see why y'all can't supply it. I don't see how the school supply, to get the Kleenex and I don't think, if you get everything on the list, it shouldn't be no more than $50. When you go in Walmart, the notebooks will be like 50 cents. They be cheap. I know my husband used to get a rack up on it for when our kids were young. But even still, you go in the Walmart now, they still cheap. You can still get notebooks and things, folders. That stuff is still pretty cheap, in my opinion. $50, $60, you could get a bunch of stuff. Kleenex, they sell them like 3 in the box. You could $50, $60. Even if it's a little bit more, that's not a lot to go and get the supplies. And if you get all that stuff, and that's that. It should. So a lot of these parents are complaining about the school supplies, saying they can't do it. And and look, if you are in a position that you can't do it, I understand. And if they, a lot of times, the parents who decide not to send their kids to school with anything, well, then they are mooching off all the other parents who have provided everything. So that's probably why they're asking, to make sure that all the kids have something. And so if you just decide you're not sending it, then you're allowing the other parents are supplying it for your kids. So, I just think it's not that big of a deal, seeing as we have, a society of women who say that they're doing better than men. They're getting to the bag and they're making all this money. What's $100 at the most for some school supplies that you send? Come on now. That ought to be nothing. When they talking about they getting to the bag on one hand and they making all this money and they doing so well, Black women are outpacing Black men and they're doing this, and y'all complaining about school supplies? That small amount for school supplies? I don't get it. Class of perspective. Thank you for the super chat. Says use the tax money you get every year to spend for these products instead of a new car with no front bumper. A new car with no front bumper. Oh my God. But you're right. Why don't you prioritize that kind of stuff? Every year they're gonna need these school supplies. Same thing like with uniforms and things of that nature. Can't you prioritize or have money to put aside for that? Where is the distinction between these boss chicks and the people who ain't got it? Because I feel like in some aspect they all lump together when they want to make it sound good. But then soon as something arises, oh my God, everybody broken and they ain't got it. But so I need a separation between. I need to know a percentage of the majority of women who ain't got it and can't afford school supplies. versus the way all the boss chicks at that got it. So every time you look, they got it outpacing men. They could, because I don't think some school supplies would be an issue. I'm just saying. Thank you, Class Perspective. I appreciate you. Because it just seemed like everybody is grouped in, but then when issues arise, there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I just need to know at least, because I don't, I didn't mind. It was no problem. We get the list. My husband would go to and just get the stuff, and we get, when I had to bring them to school, we bring it all in bags, and boom, that's it. It was no big deal. But so I wish we could distinguish between who the boss chicks are and who are the ones that's struggling. That's all. Because when they want to make that point that Black women are the most educated, Black women are this, and they get into the bag and these men ain't shit, then I need to know who we talking to about. Because I can exclude the boss chicks that's making money and these school supplies wouldn't be an issue versus and how many is in each group. Because if it's the majority in the group that's struggling with school supplies, then we can't put them in the category of the boss chicks who making all this money, because it's just not adding up. I'm just saying. Pharaoh, what's going on, Pharaoh? How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Pharaoh says, back in the day, pencils and pens were problems because they were easy to lose. Right, of course. I mean, they weren't expensive either. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, Pharaoh, for the super chat. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, bro. Let's continue.
What's wrong with that? I'm tired of you selfish, lazy parents. I'm tired. I may be a baby millennial parent, but I come from the era of handwriting notes to my child's teacher. Thank you so much. Great speaking to you. Just have a great day. Sending gift cards for coffee during the holiday season, giving her or him gifts, gift baskets. Teacher Appreciation Day. My goodness. Like, literally, that is what you should be doing, not the opposite. Because if not, unenroll your child. Let me see you teach your kid for 7-8 hours out of the day.
So I'm going to say this since no other parent is saying it. And I'm definitely qualified because I have 5 children. I have 2 sets of twins and a teenager. I'm a parent who does not buy school supplies. Yeah, you heard me right. I do not buy school supplies. And let me tell y'all why. For one instance, I buy all this school supplies for my kids. They take some of it to school, and the teachers take all of the supplies and tell the kids don't write their names on it. What? That's supplies that I bought my kids. And no offense, I'm not trying to share with no other kids. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to share, okay? And this was before the economy got bad. I bought it just for my kids, okay? Third instance, I used to homeschool back in maybe 2020, 21, somewhere around there when, COVID was popping, right? Do you know the school district didn't give me anything for my homeschool program? Because that's what they call it, a program, okay? They didn't give me nothing. So since they ain't give me anything for my program, and then when they entered back into your program, I'm not buying nothing. Anything that my kids need to succeed, you provide everything, okay? I'm not providing anything but the body, and I'm barely doing that. You better be glad I'm doing that.
I seen a post where this woman was saying, stop putting y'all names on the kids' school supplies because it's just not for your kids. I don't have money to help Sally, John, Lucy. Baby, my money, what I spend on for my kids is just for my kids. Everybody is going through. We don't have the money to be trying to help other households. On top of that, y'all be putting stuff on the list for the teacher. My kids' list got 4 boxes of Kleenexes. Imagine every single kid in the classroom of 20 bring 4 boxes of Kleenexes. On top of the Lysol spray and wipes. It is insane how they don't understand everybody is still going through. Everybody is going through something. I feel like people who are in position to help, I'm pretty sure they don't mind helping. But it's a lot of us that can only do for our kids. These my kids that I had, that my responsibility. Ain't no other kid my responsibility. It is my job to make sure my kids have everything that they need for school, and that's it. So anything on that list outside of that, I'm not sure I'll be able to do it, baby.
I feel like when it comes to the school supplies, if every student in the classroom is bringing the supplies that was listed, Why is it that everybody have to combine everything together and share? Then when the teacher also requests her little list of the things that she need for the whole classroom, when you was in Target buying all that stuff trying to decorate your classroom, sweetheart, you didn't stop and get you some Lysol and some hand sanitizer? My responsibility as a parent is to only take care of my child, to supply what my child needs in order for him to learn in school. All of that extra stuff, I don't care to do that, and I don't want to do that.
This is for all the teachers. How about y'all go to some of these back to school events and get some of those free book bags and some of those free pencils and things of that nature for your classroom, and stop asking the parents. Go to some of these events, teachers. I said what I said.
And we is not buying all that stuff on that list for no school supplies, baby. Them kids gonna get a damn pencil and a notebook, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, the teacher's keeping the school supplies or whatever they be doing with them. So all that Kleenex, hand sanitizers, headphones, laptops, all that, just keep it. Because we're not buying all that this year. We're not.
I don't give a about what you teachers or none of that shit talking about. If y'all want somebody to share it, y'all buy it with y'all money. I don't give a about what you talking about. I work hard. I'm a single parent. Don't nobody help me with a mother thing. So I'm not taking care of the community. The community don't take care of me. I don't give a what y'all talking about. What's wrong with you hoes on TikTok? You got the nerve to say if you don't want your kids sharing school supplies, then homeschool them. No,
What is why so hostile? It's not that deep. It's school supplies. These are a lot of the women who be on Section 8 getting all the government assistance. And listen, I'm not against it. If you need help, you need help. But I'm saying, like, y'all, you get help from the government, you getting help from somebody. So school supplies, I would think, would be the least of your problems. These are the people who be lining up to go and pay $1,000 to get a picture with Chris Brown at the concert. They'll find money for that. These be the same people that go pay $1,000 to see Beyonce. These be the same people that be driving expensive cars and wearing name brand clothes and have their kids on name brand clothes, but you can't get some books, some folders, and some tissues and some sanitizer. It's not that. I mean, go to Walmart, get the Walmart brand. What's wrong with that? I mean, it's not that deep. I mean, they crashing out over school supplies. Just get your, I could see if they were saying, look, get some school supplies for 2 or 3 other kids. No, you just get the school supplies for your kid. Once you've given that, that's it. They're not asking you to do that multiple times of the year. They're asking one time of the year, those things, and they put it for the class and they use it for these children. I don't understand the outrage. I mean, the frustration. It's just school supplies. Am I tripping or what? See, Irvin says, what happened to it takes a village to raise a child? Right. But when they have to pay something, oh, hell no. We're not, I'm not sharing. It's like, thank you, C. Irvin. I appreciate you. I don't see the big deal. I mean, Larissa said, get that at Dollar Tree. Yeah, go to the Dollar Tree. Walmart, Dollar Tree, wherever you can. Go get different places and get the little stuff and send it to your school for your kids. And that's it. They crashing out over school supplies. When we live in a society of women who, require the best. And we want the best. And you got to make this $100,000 a year to be with me and take on my kids because my kids are this and I'm expensive and I need this. And when it comes to your kids' school supplies, that's a problem. It don't make no sense. I'm just saying it really don't. For all these modern independent boss chicks, y'all crashing out over school supplies. Let's continue.
If your teacher can take a bullet for your kid, you can donate some school supplies. Have a great day.
I might get flack for this and I might get blowback, but I only see one type of parent on here complaining about school supplies.
He ain't lying. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now, are these the boss chicks or these the strugglers? Because, Lord, have mercy. It ain't that deep. It's really not. That shouldn't be even an issue. Pharaoh, thank you for the super chat. Says, how about y'all 304 stop opening your legs? Reason why I got the garbage dream in my head. These F-tars need help. Listen, you know, once again, when you decide you want to have children, you got to think about the bigger picture. You got to think about school, what it's going to take to feed them, how you going to pay for them, all of that kind of stuff. You have to think about that, because if school supplies are going to be a major issue, yeah, maybe yeah, maybe that should have been a little more thought process before you bring kids, because they got to go to school, and even if you homeschool them, they need books, they still need supplies, they still need computers, they still need printers, all that stuff. They still need all of those things to operate efficiently. If you're able to teach them from home, they still need a lot of stuff as well. And once again, the tissues and the sanitizers for these little kids. And I think as the children get older, they don't need all of those things. It's for those little kids that's always snot nosed and they don't wash their hands good. It's for the kids. It really is. Thank you, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Hannibal says Section 8 WIC and EBT causes arrested development because you don't learn to take care of yourself or your kids. I do think it's a crutch. I think it's because those programs aren't meant for you to be on for the rest of your life. And I think when they first started these programs, they weren't set up for Black people at first. It was white women who was getting Section 8 and all of these programs. Black people were not privy to these programs for years. When this first started, it was assistance available for white women. So white women were able to get the assistance, Section 8, and white people are still the majority of recipients of these programs. Black people are not the biggest recipients of these. So it started with white women. They still outnumber the amount of this assistance that they still get the majority of it. So remember, these things were not put in place for Black women. They were put in place for white women who needed the help. So they got the help, but a lot of them, because they still are the highest numbers who get it. So let's just make that clear. But a lot of them still, transitioned from it. They started out with it as a means to help out some of the women when their husbands left, because a lot of the white men who they actually left the home, they actually abandoned the household and left the women and the children, their wives and the children, with nothing. So a lot of those men took their resources away from their families, abandoned their families, and then those women were left to their own resources. So they started putting things in place to help them and assist them. And then in many cases, there was whole families who was living in Section 8 homes, where it was the man, the women, and the kids when they were getting it. But once Black people started, catching on to these opportunities or these resources and start getting it, they changed the requirements for the programs to now the man couldn't be in the home. So when it came to Black women, they couldn't go in there with a man. You had to be single. When the white women were getting it, their husbands and their whole family could be in there. So then they changed it once Black people got a hold of it. Oh, you can't have a man. You got to be a single mother. That's what the single mother. So that's why they say the Black woman chose the government over their men, because when they realized, we can't have a man here, so the single mothers could qualify for it. The man can't live in there. He can't be a part of it. And so this is when it became a crutch. So something that was put in place as a means, to get you ahead came and, became this crutch, is as I would call it, to keep you on it. You know what I mean? To where it doesn't push you or propel you to do better, so you can use it as a way to elevate yourself. But now it's become a crutch, and now you solely depend on it. So it never was meant for you to just sit back and get this for the rest of your life. No, it was supposed to help you to move forward so that you can take care of yourself. So yeah, I think it becomes a crutch to a lot of individuals, but it is still a crutch to a lot of people, not just Black women, because once again, Black people are not the highest recipients of Section 8, WIC, or EBT. It is still white people, because a lot of them still are using it as a crutch as well. So I just wanted to say that. But thank you, Hannibal. Thank you so much for the super chat. C. Irvin says, how about the government reacting to her like she is online? Right. Yeah, it's just a mess, y'all. It really is. Thank you, C. Irvin. I appreciate you. What's going on, Joe Mama? How are you? Hope all is well. Let's continue.
Hey parents, don't buy the supplies. Do not go to the store and get them. Just send your kid with a backpack. That spray ground, that state backpack, that Lululemon, whatever. Just send them with a backpack. And let me tell you what's going to happen. A teacher like me right here, I'm not going to even trip. Because I don't care. Because one thing's for sure and two things for certain. Y'all going to be up there. You're going to be at the school asking me why your child was docked points on an assignment when they wrote it in pencil. And the assignment called for a blue crayon. So if Sarah's blue crayon breaks and little Johnny has a blue crayon, I'm going to tell Johnny, you know what? We're not doing community supplies. So therefore, do not help Sarah out. Sarah mama don't want us to use the supplies. She want to use what she sent. And her crayon is broken. She don't want to use it. So there's points off. That's what we saying. I'm not taking your little girl's strawberry shortcake folders and giving it to somebody else. I'm not that type of teacher. I really don't know any teachers that do that. If they do, hey, I get why you mad. But for the most part, whatever you send them with, like, that's theirs.
Let's say we said forget the school supply list, okay? Parents, you provide the clothes and the book bag, right? And all the pencil, pens, glue sticks, notebooks, paper. The school is going to take care of that for you, right? Every classroom is going to be full of supplies, all right? Instead of the pencil on the school supply list, we want you to send your child to school with some manners. Y'all will still come up short. Y'all will still complain, wouldn't y'all? How about that? Because I don't know one educator who would trade you bringing in those school supplies for you bringing in a respectful young man, young woman. Forget the supplies. We'll give you the supplies. Send your child to school with some manners, some respect, some integrity, some self-control, right? No matter what we put on the list, no matter what we ask of some of you parents, y'all still gonna complain.
Listen, I'm with him on that because there's always going to be an issue, and the self-respect and how to, oh my God, that should be the first thing on the list. Because if you look at a lot of the way these students are acting, I just saw a student slap the shit out of the teacher. I mean, slap that lady in her face. And and then they're out of control. And a lot of these young individuals in school don't have respect for their elders. They don't have respect for the teachers. They don't have respect for anybody. But look at the parents. Look at the mothers. A lot of these little boys act like their mamas. I don't know if y'all have seen that video of those little kids in the store stealing with their little pajamas and robes on, in there cussing the people out, in there stealing, and they lock their little asses in the store. They look like they're like 5 and 6 years old, cussing like that. But then there's a video of the sister. I might post that, but I saw it. The sister, the little boys talk just like the sister. And I'm pretty sure the mama talked the same way. The sister gets on here and start cussing and talking about, oh, well, the mama wasn't with them and they're justifying that they had snacks, but y'all stealing. So a lot of these young children are copies of their parents. They are reacting and responding just like their mothers. The mothers, because you could clearly tell that there's no fathers in the picture. It's the mothers. The little children, little boys cuss like the mama, cuss like the sister. Why? Because that's who they're emulating. That's what they see. That's who they're patterning themselves behind. And then you have women who are complaining about men are sassy and y'all act this, but a lot of these women are raising these young boys to become men and they act just like them. So if you're setting the tone and the examples of how they turn out, you got to blame yourself for that. But they won't. Oh, the fathers ain't here. Well, y'all there. So what are you doing that's so much better than the fathers? You're no better than the fathers. If the fathers aren't there, why don't you step up and do something majorly different that show us that these kids are turning out super respectful and they're better? No, you call the teacher, or the teacher call you and tell you about your child. You defending the child and ready to cuss the teacher out about why the teacher is even bringing it up. So now you see that these children are just responding the way you respond. You have no respect for authority. You have no respect for anybody else. And you're teaching that to your children. And so they're just a carbon copy of you. But then wonder why they get the outcomes that they get. Wondering why the police grabbing them up the way they're grabbing them up and throwing them on the ground like they're doing, because they're out of order. And people don't want to have to deal with your disorderly children. These disorderly children turn into rebellious grown-ups who don't have any respect for authority, and they act in that way, act out in that way. And then they end up in jail, and you're wondering why. And it's the police fault. It's the teacher's fault. It's everybody's fault but yours. When you didn't teach them any respect, you didn't teach them anything. But it's always Jermaine's fault. It's always somebody else's fault, and it's never yours. But y'all be the ultimate problem in your own children's lives. So this is why I say, as parents, you have to be, your children's supposed to learn respect, decency, and all of that from childhood. When your kids are small, that's when they're supposed to get that correction. As soon as your children could walk and talk, start saying little things, you start teaching them right from wrong. You start letting them know, oh no, you can't do that. Because when children start walking, right, they start getting into things. That's when you really have to monitor them, because children, that's when they start falling and, scraping their little knee and stuff like that. So you really have to watch them when they start walking. Toddlers, when you have toddlers, and I've had several toddlers at the same time. So you really got to watch them, because they get into stuff. They can get into stuff. So when your kids become little toddlers walking, oh my God, that's when they start to turn up. So you really got to watch them and monitor them. But that's when you also, when they're like 1 year old, you got to start teaching them right from wrong. You start telling them, no, you can't do that. And they look at you, because they may not be able to comprehend everything that you're saying, but they know your tone. They know that you're saying, hey, no. You start teaching them that since they're little. You start teaching them manners little. So by the time they grow up, you don't have a problem with them being disruptive and all of that. We never had that problem with our kids, because we taught them that since little, since they could walk. No, you don't do that. Tap, tap on the hand. That ain't gonna hurt them. Tap, tap, no. That they know, and they look like, okay, no, don't do that. And they learn from a little age that, oh no, I can do this or I can't do this. They've learned right from wrong. We go somewhere, no, don't you move, y'all be quiet, sit down. Never had that issue with our kids, because they learned it little. And even if one of them wanted to kind of get out of the way, no, we go get down to their level, and no, you can't do that, or you can't do that. And they just look at you. Their little faces just look at, they trying to process what you're saying, but they eventually get it. And the older they get, they know better. They know. When we would go places, we bring the kids, people were like, oh, they're so well behaved. Yeah, because they know not to move. They know not to, nobody's talking to you. You sit there, you be quiet. But that starts from home. You got to teach that in the home young. You can't just let them do what they want. Oh, they're so cute. Yeah, they're so cute. And you don't think that you're supposed to chastise them when they're little. Oh, they're just kids. Leave them alone. Don't let them do it. But then they get older, and they get used to that behavior. They get used to getting their way. So those little cute faces start getting big. Then when they get older, it's like now they could talk, and they could talk back. So now they're not used to any discipline. So they're not listening. And then so they get older with it. Now especially with young men, they get out of control. I watched this woman say she couldn't handle her son. She wanted the police to get him, because he's talking back to her and hitting her. Because she tell him he can't do something. He slapped the shit out of her and tell her, I ain't doing it. Why? Because he needed that correction young. He didn't get it. There was no father in the household. So he didn't get it from the father. So he's big, and now she talking about the police need to get him, because now he's older with that. What do you think was going to happen? Well, how does it say? Train a child up in the way that they should go, and they'll never depart. So you don't wait till they get older and think they're going to automatically learn discipline and learn right from wrong. No, you're supposed to teach it to them young, and you won't have that problem with them when they're older. But somehow people miss that, I guess. Jamil 843 says, these new age parents are soft. Yeah. Because they don't think that they should, a lot of them are just are single mothers, and they're just not, they're coddling their children. They're not disciplining them. Some of them. So, because I know some parents who are, but some of them are not. And they think it's cool, and they just, side with the kids, let the children run the show. And then when they get into trouble, now you want to wash your hands of it because it's too much. It's too much to deal with. And then you ready to put them in the system, which is not good either. But you got to understand, this starts from young. You don't wait till they're old and think you're supposed to have some type of, control over them. No. Thank you, Jamil. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. So, yeah. And then now when they're left to the system, which somebody mentioned the system, now they get into trouble. There's no fathers a lot of times there to regulate that. And the mothers don't have no control. So they hand them over to the system, take them, you do what you want with them. And now you got another child who's going to be corrupted by the system. And now he's going to be far too gone. And now it turns into something else. When all of that could have been went a totally different way. What's going on, Avenge the Ancestors? How are you? So, yeah, it's just, that's what happens. So I just think, and I've seen, look, you see a lot of stuff on social media, but in real life too, where, I've seen it in not my immediate family, but my family where, some of my relatives, they just, treated their mother badly and they did whatever they wanted, but there was no correction there. The mother and the father broke up. And then the children were just there with the mother. And then she let them do what they want to do. And then they ran over her. And she crying, worried about, them treating her badly. But, you got to take some accountability. You allow that to happen. You shouldn't allow a child that you bring into this world to dictate what they're going to do. That's what parents are for, to guide and instruct the children so that they'll understand discipline, that they will understand right from wrong. So when they grow up, they don't walk out here with this entitled mindset thinking that they could do whatever they want and there's no consequences. That's why accountability and consequences are so key. And if you don't learn that little, well, you grow up in an entitled mindset that if you were coddled and were told you could have what you want, you don't care about nothing else, well, then that's going to be a problem. That's why you see the people out here, these young people out here cussing at the police and acting a fool because they like whatever. They don't care. They have no sense. They don't understand. They don't have no type of respect for authority. They don't care. They talk like they don't. Then the mama come and you're like, oh my God, she's exactly the same. So yeah, it's a problem. And once again, all of this starts at home. It starts at home. If you don't start training them up young, it could be a problem. Kids, Pharaoh AF now. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you, Pharaoh. Jamil says my cousin's son rules her, suspended multiple times. Yeah, I've seen it in my family. Like, yeah, with my aunt and they just ran over her. I mean, they just ran over her and she crying and calling the police and all that. It's like, oh no, baby. I remember when I was young and I said, if I ever have children, I will not let my children walk all over me. Because I saw that happen. I'm like, I will not let my children walk over me. Hell no. And so, it's just something, like I say, a lot of life lessons and a lot of the things that these young children in school should be getting at home, they're not getting it. And now the teachers are the ones who are having to deal with these out of order children, these disrespectful children. And the parents are just like, they don't get why you got a problem, Thank you, Jamil, once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, so it's just a mess. Hopefully they can get it together. A lot of people are walking away from being teachers because they got to deal with the students and they got to deal with the ratchet parents, So it's just going to always be a hot mess until they get it together. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Listen, shout out to everybody who supported the channel via Super Chat, Cash App, and also liking the stream. By the way, like the stream on your way out. Make sure you guys are continuously watching the videos that are posted on the channel, y'all. That definitely helps the channel out. Share and like the stream and share and like the videos. If you can, hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos or go live, you guys. Also, make sure you support by getting a t-shirt or supporting in that way, you guys. Continue to support the channel in any way that you can. I appreciate you guys so much for that. Thank y'all once again for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Y'all stay tuned for more videos to come. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Mwah. See y'all later. Bye.